Welcome into Tennessee Titans today. I am Tom Downey here with the latest around the Titans, and we begin with, well, the same thing we've been talking about for weeks now. Is this the week Derrick Henry comes back ahead of schedule, even though we are already into the projected schedule initially, so I'm still kind of over that whole conversation there. NFL Network reported that Henry could return for Week 18 for Tennessee, which is, again, within the initial timeline of what the injury was supposed to be. The Titans' offense, I think pretty clearly, has missed the NFL's best and most talented running back. No disrespect meant towards Jonathan Taylor, but come on. The Titans have not yet designated Henry to return from injured reserve. Thus, they have not started that 21-day window to practice and then count against the active roster. We'll spend some more time on this in a second, but first, do you want Derrick Henry to play this year? If you do, which it should be all of you guys, right? Like, let's not be crazy people here. If you do, like the video right now, send some positive vibes out there into the universe. Henry's numbers in the limited games he's played, and this is a decent year for most backs. 219 carries, almost 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. You almost kind of want to get him back for week 18 to get to the 1,000-yard mark, but you also don't want to jeopardize him long-term or even short-term. So you cannot rush Derrick Henry back, since after all, this Titans team is going to be a playoff team, barring a historic collapse, the likes of which it might get your head coach fired, if we're being honest. Probably not, but you probably got to have the conversation, right? The Titans have survived without Derrick Henry. And Deonta Foreman, Jeremy McNichols, Dontrell Hilliard at various points have shown the ability to be decent backs, to be able to make some nice plays for you. But make no mistake, they are not the caliber of runner that Derrick Henry is. I mean, even against the Niners, those three guys plus Tannehill combined for 24 carries, only 90 yards and a score. It's been a fairly heavy rotation. Sometimes McNichols looks the best, sometimes Foreman, sometimes Hilliard. You want Derrick Henry back. In general, running backs are easier to replace. I don't want to go full running backs don't matter, because I do think at some level they do. But among the offensive positions, I'd argue it's the easiest one to replace. That doesn't mean all backs are easy to replace. It's really tough to replace Derrick Henry. The element he brings to the offense, it matters. I don't think it's an accident Tannehill hasn't been as good without Derrick Henry, because teams go, well, okay, if you run the ball with Jeremy McNichols, Dontrell, or Deonta Foreman, oh no, like, that's okay. You would rather lose to those guys than lose to Tannehill and A.J. Brown when he's healthy. And A.J. Brown has not been healthy very much. We'll come back to Tannehill, by the way. But first, let's make a prediction here. Will Derrick Henry play in Week 18 of the NFL season? Y for yes, he will. N for no, he will not. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. While it plays, head down there, type Y for yes or N for no. Could this be the Ryan Tannehill revenge game, which, by the way, kind of, sort of, low-key, not that low-key, under the radar, needs right now? It's Titans-Dolphins this week. And remember, the Dolphins originally drafted Ryan Tannehill out of Texas A&M all those years ago. And this will be Tannehill's first chance to really play against his old team. A revenge game would be nice timing, close to the playoffs, given the AFC South title it would clinch, and also the fact Tannehill hasn't been that good this year. I don't want to call him bad this year, but I don't think living up to expectations has been the thing for Tannehill. Almost a 1-to-1 TD interception ratio. Is the receiving core a big factor in that? Yes, because Julio Jones kind of looks washed up a little bit, and A.J. Brown's been banged up, but you want Tannehill to ball out this game against a stingy Dolphins defense. I want you now to predict the score of the Titans against the Miami Dolphins. Head to the comment section. Let me know what you think the final score will be of this game. I assume you're all going to pick Tennessee to win. And assuming I'm right, I want you guys to put your money where your mouth is. Head over to chatsports.com/bet, the link you see right there, bottom of your screen, and use the promo code CHAT125. That's CHAT 125 to get a 125% deposit bonus. Gotta put down at least $100 to be eligible. That way, hey, you put down $5, $10, $15, whatever on Tennessee to win. If they do win, you're feeling great and your wallet's doing a little bit better. And if you don't win, it's okay. You still got a bunch of money thanks to that deposit bonus. It's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is chat125. Some good news and some bad news on Tennessee and the COVID situation down there. Taylor Lewan activated from the COVID-19 list. Good timing. Let's be blunt. Lewan is this team's best offensive lineman. They need him out there. They want him out there to be a key part of the offensive line. Now, Roger Saffold's been a bit banged up as well on the offensive line. I meant to put him on there, but you see him on there at left guard. They're thin. They've been banged up. They've had injury issues there. It's a nerve thing, apparently, for Roger Saffold. So we'll see how that develops and continues throughout the week for Tennessee. Nate Davis is still on that COVID list. That is certainly worth monitoring. Despite being thin along the offensive line with Aaron Brewer stepping in at left guard, Dylan Radins getting run at left tackle in that game, they found a way to beat San Francisco. The Titans still have 8 active roster players on their COVID-19 list at the current moment. Julio Jones continuing an unfortunate, disappointing year for the former superstar wide receiver. I say former because he ain't currently. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine also on that list, leaving the team thin again at receiver. The aforementioned Nate Davis, Kendall Lamb, and several key defensive players, including recent additions like Danico Autry, Bud Dupree, Jayan Brown, and Buster Screen. I will make note, by the way, with the NFL's new COVID rules allowing even unvaccinated players to return after 5 days or sooner if they test negative and are vaccinated, that means all of these guys have a real shot of being able to play against the Dolphins if they are asymptomatic or have no symptoms. So those guys might come back just in time for the game, but Tennessee might also be a bit cautious from that perspective. Titans fans, if you want more free videos, you guys have come to the right spot here at Tennessee Titans Today. We are over the 1,500 subscriber mark. Thank you all so much. But I want to keep growing the channel and us doing more videos for you. So join us here at Chat Sports by subbing for free right now. It looks like the Tennessee Titans will also get back linebacker David Long, who before his injury was the team's leading tackler and kind of hung out at that spot for a little bit afterwards as well. He was back in full at practice this week. Now, this will bring some much needed maybe help or return help at the linebacker position. David Long this year, 66 tackles despite missing, we'll just round and say half the season. You can double these numbers and know that's a really good year of production from the young linebacker out of West Virginia. If Long is back, he is, as far as I'm concerned, the number one linebacker on this team. Rashaan Evans, Zach Cunningham, and Jayan Brown, and if he's cleared in time to play, brings actually a pretty good depth and overall unit on this roster. But getting back David Long as this team gets healthier at long last is going to be a big deal for their postseason push.